Who is your favorite character from not just Nintendo, but all video games? Trick question, it's Waluigi. I'm dressing like him for Halloween, so you better believe I'm getting the most of this costume. This man has been gracing tennis courts and Mario Kart circuits since the dawn of this millennium. Yet for some inexplicable reason, Nintendo hasn't incorporated their finest mustachioed menace into their most successful fighting franchise. I've asked this question numerous times. Why isn't Waluigi in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise? He is the missing piece to a beautiful, conglomeratorial puzzle. Frankly, him not being in the game has just become a meme that Nintendo loves to exploit whenever a big announcement happens. And since they already announced their final DLC fighter, RIP to Waluigi in Smash Ultimate. So we'll have to wait for the next iteration or expansion or whatever for Purple Dreams to come true. It feels like Nintendo will give Waluigi his proper accolades at the heat death of the universe, so I've composed a list of 10 characters who I feel will most likely end up in Smash before Waluigi. Number 10. Q*bert. Q*bert. Q*bert is the character and namesake of his game, which hit arcade floors in 1982 and made its way to the NES in 1989. Now, what kind of fighter would Q*bert be? A question I've never thought I'd ask myself. I know that one attack must be disorientation that makes you control your character right off the stage, like what happens every time you play Q*bert. Such a waste of a damn quarter. Quite frankly, the only reason Q*bert is on this list is because his game is fucking frustrating. I don't know how Q*bert would perform in hand-to-hand combat, because I'm not entirely convinced he has hands. Oh wait, he does, in his TV show. Thank you, 1980s. He also has projectiles that he sneezes out, what I can only assume is his nose, so his main moveset would be a gunner with his nose spreading disease, which is something you can't do in the current year. Cover that sneeze, Q*bert. One thing that would be fun to see is if you beat Q*bert in a round, he can curse to himself in that funny cartoony text that looks like an automated password. Number 9. Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot. Very creative with these game titles. Since Nintendo nabbed Sonic, I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog's Star Child will be coming to a Smash roster soon, especially as the franchise came to the Switch. When you think about the bare bones of it, Crash Bandicoot is just a similar Mario platformer that didn't have the glory days of the 80s. They can just give Crash the same moveset as Mario, and no one will notice because nobody actually plays as Mario. Down B can be that flip Crash does to break boxes. You know, his side attacks will be the copter, akin to the other characters who do some spinny thing, and it's always quite effective. He could just yeet some of them Wumpa fruits as a neutral aid to spam, and he can have one of his uppy boxes be his jump. Lord help us all if he gets that smash ball, cause that Indiana Jones boulder will crush everyone in its path. Whenever employers ask if I've ever been in high stress scenarios, I just send them this video. Number 8. Parappa. Parappa the Rapper. Parappa the Rapper was a game released by Sony on the PlayStation in 1996, and we just had Crash Bandicoot on this list, so how could you not include everyone's favorite two-dimensional MC Dog? He has no real physical fighting ability, but neither does fucking Wii Fit Trainer. What Parappa does possess are simply the freshest bars, the sickest beats, and the smoothest flows to grace the OG PlayStation. His attacks would be dissing his opponents with flow. If that doesn't work, he can beat them over the head with his microphone. Better yet, his final smash could be completely embarrassing his opponents in a rap battle a la Black Captain America in 8 Mile. And if all else fails, he can just slam their penis in a car door.
I slam my penis in the car door. You slam your penis in the car door.
Number 7. Scrooge McDuck. DuckTales. Scrooge McDuck appeared alongside his nephews in the DuckTales video game for the NES. It's sort of unlikely that Disney would license a character just to fight Nintendo characters, but if they did, it would be a minor character with a fleshed out moveset. And of course, this being Smash, they can just make up stuff for him. He can throw coins at opponents, can't imagine that would feel good. He could just go bare knuckled to people like the brawler types. But the must-have move for Scrooge is the Cane Bap. The Cane Bap is the only move worth spamming in DuckTales, and it'd be the only move worth spamming in Smash. The best thing about adding Scrooge McDuck would be the stages. The obvious one being a stage in the Money Vault, which the gold coins act like a liquid that characters would drown in, a la Great Bay or Jungle Japes. But the one to satisfy the soul would be an arena based off of the Moon stage for that sweet, sweet soundtrack. To really make me ascend, if Scrooge got added, they could have David goddamn Tennant to voice him as he voices Scrooge in the reboot, and that would hit like 5 of my fan bases. Number 6. Taizo Hori, Dig Dug. You mean to tell me that after all these years, this dude's name isn't Doug? Even if Dig Dug has gone to the wayside in terms of popular Namco games, I think Taizo would be a great addition to the roster. He has all the things you'd want from a fighter. He has a shovel, which will serve a player who wants a sword fighter with a shovel, and he has a pump to make his enemies explode, which will serve a player who has an inflation fetish. Side A, shovel. Side B, shovel. Neutral B, pump up the jam. Smash attack, full on shovel to the cranium. Neutral A, spamming those fruits like nobody's business. You thought Pac-Man's fruits were annoying? I always found it annoying when Isabelle mains would just snatch at my fruits. But just wait till your Isabelle takes a fucking watermelon to the dome off of a firm yeet from a shovel held by a random exterminator named Taizo. Number 5. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Although Tomb Raider was a PlayStation game and Xbox made a deal exclusively for them in 2013, Nintendo still got in on the action in 2008 when Tomb Raider Underworld came out on the Nintendo DS. This choice garnered some traction when Lara Croft was released as a skin in Brawlhalla back in 2020. Croft would just be an average gunner character. So average, they just might make her a gunner skin like Sans instead of filling out a roster spot for her. The one thing I would like to see if she ever made it to the actual roster is to include every iteration of her. At least the original. What would even be the point of playing Lara Croft if her boobs don't have points to them? As much as I like my video game femme fatales to have curves, I also like them with triangles. If we can have 3 different Links and 2 different Marios, we can have like 4 different Crofts. Number 4, Mappy. Mappy. Again, very creative name. Mappy is in my opinion the most slept on game in Namco history. And Nintendo wants you to keep sleeping on it, so they just put Mappy's trampoline in plain sight. Where else do you think Pac-Man gets the jump from? Plus, I really want to slam some doors in people's faces. Mappy and Smash would have a nice moveset. You could steal items like how a lot of characters steal items. You could smack someone with a TV like Game & Watch. Or you could slam a door in a motherfucker's face like no one, cause we ain't got that yet. If they didn't want to give him his trampolines back, his jump could be balloons like Isabelle, because of the weird stage 3 in Mappy. His neutral B could be that weird rainbow connection that happens when you open those rainbow doors. that would be annoying if I were on the receiving end of that. Sure, there are many unique features to the different characters' fighting sets, but I know not one of them can crack open the Mona Lisa over an enemy. Number 3, Pappy Van Poodle, Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. Known as the most obscure Nintendo character, garnering a whole 0 Google results for over a decade, Pappy Van Poodle makes his appearance, or lack thereof, in Rusty's Real Deal Baseball for the Nintendo 3DS. Pappy serves as a sort of deus ex machina to serve all the problems the player is meant to solve. There's literally nothing else about the character, but there are more inconsequential characters in the Smash roster, so it wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo pulled something like this. He has a cane, so he could do whatever Scrooge could do, and he's a dog, so he could do whatever Duck Hunt does, and it would make more sense, because why is Duck Hunt in Smash and not goddamn Waluigi? I mean... Number 2, Bo Jackson, Tecmo Bowl. It's never truly a Thesaurus Dinosaurus video if I don't reference the NFL. Bo Jackson was a running back for the Los Angeles Raiders in the late 80s and was a problem for any defense that faced him. And since he was a beast like that, not only did he play pro football, he also played pro baseball from 1986 to 1994 with the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox. Tecmo Bowl came to the NES in 1989 and was the first American football video game to use real player names. So no Sleeve McDykel here. With only 4 plays to run at a time, 12 teams to play as, and 9-on-9 instead of 11-on-11, Tecmo Bowl is still somehow way better than the current Madden games, especially in the 1991 update Tecmo Super Bowl, which had 8 plays to choose from, 11-on-11, better animations, all 28 teams, and a still fast as F-word Bo Jackson. Although Nintendo didn't initially get the rights to use team names, they just stuck to calling the team by the city they played in. So nobody was playing as the Raiders, but everyone was playing as Los Angeles. Bo Jackson was as fast and elusive in pixel form as he was in real life, essentially serving as both a human cheat code and a virtual one. Honestly, most of the appeal toward Bo Jackson is the mythos that surrounds him. He only played 4 seasons in the NFL after a hip injury forced him to retire, so we only got to see Bo at the height of his ability. If included, Super Bo would be the first real person in Smash. Because he was a 2-sport athlete, Bo can bring movesets from both sports. He can have a bat like Ness and be a sword fighter. He could run on the walls of a stage if that stage has walls. Or he can just beast out and run through a motherfucker's face.
Run through a motherfucker's face.
As a bonus, one of his taunts could be to break a baseball bat over his head because the dude was a beast like that. Added bonus, the soundtrack. Rock out while your favorite football player turned video game character beats your childhood to a pulp. Honorable mentions. There were actually quite a number of characters I thought back when this was just gonna be a meme video. Steve Minecraft and Sans Undertale were on it, because those were the 2 joke characters who everyone said should be in Smash, and no one really thought they'd actually make it. Although Sans was just a skin for a Mii gunner and doesn't fill a roster spot, it's Sans. Bartender from Tapper, no idea what that would look like, maybe just smash some beer glasses over people's heads. Forrest Gump, with everything that Forrest Gump has gone through, having your likeness taken to be used on a fighting video game would be like the 15th weirdest thing that ever happened. He could have a ping pong projectile, or hit people upside the head with the box of chocolates. You could have him shoot lasers from his face, and I'd believe it because it's Forrest Gump. Number 1. Mickey Mouse, Kingdom Hearts. Having Mickey Mouse in another Nintendo game would be exceptional. because the only company that is more protective of their intellectual properties and more antsy to sue any entity that so much as thinks about infringing on their copyright than Nintendo is Disney. The Disney Corporation changed the way we handle copyright and public domain laws because of this mouse. These two entertainment empires rule the fucking earth. The fact that Disney allowed their most iconic characters for Kingdom Hearts is a miracle. Not sure if they would want their global mascot to beat video game characters to a pulp, so any hesitations they would have are valid. All I do know is that if Disney puts the biggest mascot in the universe in the biggest video game franchise ever made out of Japan, their Chinese market will just tank. Hey, I didn't invent East Asian geopolitical issues. I'm just here talking about massive corporate entities. This pick might gain some more momentum now that Sora from Kingdom Hearts made it to Smash. And Sora's keychain has some pretty familiar circles on it. Disney might as well just take the extra step and put the actual mouse in. I get that Disney is reluctant to put the mouse everywhere, even though the mouse is everywhere. But Nintendo shows that if you got a cash cow, you milk it at any chance you get. Scrooge McDuck is on this list already, and he is a C-tier character at best. And that's probably how high Disney would want to go. Or they can just put Goofy in, because we've seen that he has no remorse for bloodshed.
I'll fucking do it again.
Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about my choices. Do you think any of these characters have a chance to make it into Smash? And which characters do you want to see in Smash? If this is your first time watching, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. If this is your second time watching, that means that one of these characters has been added to Smash, and I'm guessing it's still not Waluigi. This has been a busy month, so check out the other videos I made, check out my previous top 10s lists, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.